Welcome to the It's All Fine and Danjee podcast, where hosts Dan and Angie talk with creatives, small business owners, charities, and all kinds of interesting people. It's all real talk. It's all fine and Danjee.
Hey guys, and welcome back to the It's All Fine and Danjee podcast. Assuming that you've listened to us before, well, look what we did. We took a little break again.
Look what we did. I
think we've been saying that, you know, with everything that's going on and us moving states away, that we almost what do we say, 600 miles away almost?
Yeah, it's about 600 miles.
Yeah, so
like almost 8.5. Well, once you do your stops and stuff, you know, if you just, like we were talking, if you just drive straight through and don't have to stop at all for gas or anything, miraculously, you can get here in 8 hours and 16 minutes.
Yeah, that's from roughly Apopka, Florida to Candler, North Carolina. We're just west of Asheville. But yeah, we knew we were going to be taking a few weeks here and there as we get our feet on the ground. And it has been the most exhausting vacation I have ever taken.
Vacation? What vacation?
I know.
First of all, I worked on vacation.
I know. You did.
Because I'm starting to work from home, and they needed me to do some stuff, you know, on the computer. So I just did a few hours here or there or whatever. But yeah, it's been quite exhausting. Oh, and I hate using your vacation time for that too, because you feel like, dang it, man, I was gypped, but you gypped yourself out of it.
And you know, it's been strangely enjoyable. I think you and I are both kind of that way, and we are each other's worst enemy because we're both so driven that, I don't know, in my life before with other relationships.
I just like to get shit done. Like, let's just get it done.
Me too. But in my life before with other relationships, with friends and romantic relationships too, I would always be the one that's like up at midnight still trying to put something together, and the other person would be like, dude, give it up. But Angie and I will go all for, you know, both of us are like pushing each other on and on. So it's been, 10 days of the most intense. It's almost like working out. I'm sore. Are you sore?
I'm sore. I'm covered with bruises. We're sleep deprived.
Yes, me too.
So if any of you don't know, we on the 30th, November 30th, started packing up our apartment in Eustis.
This is also the first time in my life it's a pet peeve of mine, and we did it because it's the way the timing worked out, but we packed and moved on the same day. Which
is a little disorganized. It's more disorganized than I would like to be.
Well, we wanted to scream.
But I, decided to pet sit for the 2 weeks leading up to that, so I wasn't home much to help with the final little tidbits of stuff.
I could have, and I should have, but I took the time off starting when you got back.
But it's okay. We got through it with a little help from our family and friends.
Indeed, a lot of help.
So big shout out to my mom, my sister, and Mindy.
And my sister-in-law,
coming over to use their lady muscles.
Taking the dog to Mindy,
Heather took Mackenzie to get her out from under our feet, and they helped us. My mom and my sister helped get some stuff down that we had in storage, and then me and Mindy did all the heavy lifting.
I'm talking all the heavy lifting.
We did it all.
They wouldn't let me do any of it because of my back, and I'm like, well, I'm gonna, I can help. And Angie was like, we're saving your back until when we get there, and we got to unload. So I was like doing all the light stuff. It felt weird.
But you were right. Like, I definitely had high expectations that we were going to have that packing done by 5 or 6 o'clock.
Oh, what did I say early on?
8:30. Yeah. It's going to be dark.
It was dark. We had to put the headlights of my truck into the moving van. But I must say props to you and Mindy, because it was only a 15-foot moving van, and I have never seen a moving van. This was a 15-foot box truck. And they packed it so tight, like Tetris, that I didn't even have to strap anything down. Like, I put a strap in the back that was so loose it didn't even matter. And all the way here, not a thing moved. I was like, that's impossible.
Well, we packed what we could at the apartment, but then we had to go over to our rental in Apopka.
The next day.
Yeah, so we went there that night.
Oh, that is.
We drove there that night.
That's right.
We stayed the night. And the next morning we got up and we packed anything out of the shed that we could fit.
Which was ours again.
Christmas decorations, things like that. And that really got it packed really tight in there.
So that was Thursday? Thursday night, Friday night. Then we got up and got on the road by 5:30 a.m. Saturday morning.
That's right.
With the dog and drove on through.
Yeah, it took us about 10 hours, I think, to get here with our stops and pee breaks and letting the dog out and lunch and stuff like that. But
you know what's
it was actually a very smooth ride. And, it was mainly because we were on the phone the whole time.
Yes.
Just chatting.
With each other. I mean, I know this is so schmoopy and people are probably like puking in their mouth.
Schmoopy.
But I was thinking about this. We've been together for almost 10 years. And we literally had an almost 11-hour phone conversation, and we talked all the way right up into the driveway here. It was like we were and it made the ride so much nicer. We had our AirPods on, so we were hands-free driving, and it made it a lot nicer.
I think we got here about 5:30-ish.
Yeah.
Somewhere around there. We took a little break, came in, let the dog get acclimated, and then I said, nope, let's keep going.
Yeah, and that's insane, isn't it? Think about it. So we loaded and packed 2 days in a row, got up at 5 in the morning, drove for almost 11 hours with all of our stops, and then, or maybe it was almost 10 hours.
I think it was like 10.
Almost 10 hours. And then we get here, we take an hour break with the dog, and then we unload the damn truck all the way down to about, we unloaded maybe 80%.
About 11:30. Yeah. I think we stopped.
There was just a few little things left in there in the grill. And then we got up the next morning and did it too. And as soon as we finished unloading it, we returned the truck. We come back here and we start unpacking. We start putting away. And I am not kidding you guys. We have been doing that this whole time. I mean, from morning until night, all day. I don't even know how we had this much stuff. We left all our stuff in the rental.
What's so weird is, like we didn't even bring the majority of the stuff from like furniture and stuff.
I know.
And we still have all this shit. I'm like, I need to downsize again. What is happening?
I have decided that I am at the age, I'm not old. I don't feel old, but I am definitely at the age where when we move out of here, I don't care what it costs. We're going to put our stuff in boxes, and someone's going to come take those boxes and put them in the new house.
You can hire people to even pack your stuff.
No, I'll pack the stuff, but then they can come. I will do no lifting. It's exhausting, and you're sore, and you're just.
And me and you are the same. I kind of like unpacking and putting stuff away.
Me too, organizing.
And finding space. But it is challenging when you move into a new place that don't have the right cabinetry space, all that, yeah. And just the space that you need to organize stuff. So even though we do have a lot of storage in this place, as far as downstairs for like bulk items, the inside has been challenging to kind of figure out how we're gonna go get it. So I've rearranged.
It's weird because
we're getting a good flow now.
We went from a 1,400 square foot house, once we did the renovations, to we measured it, by the way, 450 square foot apartment we were in for 6 months, to a roughly 900 square foot house that we're in now. But the 900 square feet does not include this huge balcony on the back. Yeah. When I say huge, guys, you could put 3 or 4 normal sized dinner tables on this thing. It's massive. It's like a whole expansion to the house. And then downstairs, we have another outdoor porch. And then we have almost 1.5 acres of property. And then we have a basement and garage section where we're going to build the studio for the podcast. It's just a lot more space than we've had before. But it's weird because it's 2-story and it's spread out. And it's really neat, though.
I really am happy with what we found here.
Me too. The privacy is, I think we're going to be spoiled by the property and the privacy, and it's probably setting the tone for what we're going to want to buy.
We met the neighbor already. Very nice neighbor. We got a really great landlord. Yeah. We're liking the area so far. We've been able to kind of, get out and about a little bit and check out some places. We've been to the local Home Depot about 16 times already.
They're like, hey, Dan, hey, Mackenzie.
Yeah. Because Dan took on a project of building a fence within a fence. That's why.
You know what?
Because our dog comes first, you guys. That's how this life goes.
Those of you that know me, I know some of you that work with me listen, but I have a tendency to I don't want to say take on more than I can handle, because that's not the case, but I have a tendency to, where I could do something simple, I want to do it absolutely as perfect as possible. So this fence that I built inside the 1.5 acre fence.
Because we just can't let the dog be roaming around like that.
Yeah, we got to have her closer to the house. But I had to make
panic attacks out there.
I had to make it like as nice as possible, as close to the original fence as possible. And then after I was almost done with it, we started looking at it, and I'm like, yeah, she needs more room. So I had to tear down part of it and make it bigger. So this, in the middle of us trying to unpack, I spent 2.5 days making a fence. I'm all scratched up from the metal. It was, and I can tell you, I can build a fence now. I didn't know what I was doing when I started, but you did something very similar, Angie. We there was one of the rooms in here that was like a gold color, and I called
No, it wasn't a gold color. It was gold.
It was gold. And
Shiny gold.
Shiny gold.
Gold's not my thing.
I know, and it was gonna be, and that's where my office is gonna be. So I'm like, oh man, I can already see the guys at work going, "Hey, Liberace, what's up with the new office?" But so we asked the it's weird to say landlord, but we asked the lady that owns the place. And she, we're renting, so that's something you hardly ever do. And she said, oh, that was so near and dear to my heart, whatever. Let me think about it. And then she was so cool because she messaged me back and said, my husband and I talked about it, and based on my conversations with you, I feel like you guys are going to really treat our place really well, which we will. And we'll leave it better than we found it. And it was already nice. But so Angie... It's like
Angie, the woman who said she's never going to paint
again, but she's also like the pro at it now. She's been painting that room for tomorrow will be 3 days. So it's like we have to take on these projects in the middle. It's
because I always think I'm going to get stuff done in one day. But, paint has to dry. So you don't get to paint 2 coats in one day because it has to dry.
Yeah. We're out of control. We're out of control.
But we just matched another color of the other room, so everything is nice and like cohesive, and then the decor and everything will just kind of flow really nice in every room. And not only that, like we move, and it's like you want to go on a spending spree when you move into a new place because we had to buy all this stuff for storage, for how our lifestyle is.
Well, especially if you move into a new place and leave all your nice furniture and all your big TVs and all that in your house and convert it to a rental. So we show up with nothing. So, and it's too funny because I've been telling everybody, oh, we're going to do like the Steve Jobs thing and have a house with no furniture in it and get just the right stuff. Not a chance.
No.
We're here for a few days and we're like, yeah, we got to get some stuff. This is too crazy.
So we bought like a little kitchen island so that I have more counter space to work on in the kitchen, and it's got 2 little chairs, has some storage, a pantry for in there because there's no pantry.
Yeah, that's a separate piece. We got a pantry for that. Yeah.
And then and we did something today.
We went couch shopping, yes, and we bought a couch, a nice big couch. I can't wait for that to come in. It's going to be a cozy.
To come the day after Christmas.
Yes.
It's our post-Christmas cleanup present.
And what I love most about this couch, you guys, this is the nicest part. Listen, they put the whole thing together for you in your living room.
They deliver it. They unbox it. They put it together wherever you want it. It's amazing.
You just stand there. Then you sit on it. But yeah, so it's been insane, as you can imagine. Oh, another thing. In the middle of all this, we were here for 6 days. And Angie hops on a plane and flies back to Florida for her company Christmas party. And then makes that long drive all by herself all over again.
And that's because I had left my car behind because we both had to drive vehicles up here. And I had more stuff that had to be loaded into the car to drive up. But we got everything that we needed so far. Only thing left behind was Halloween decorations, and we can pick that up later.
That's right. So we're very close. I mean, we've got most of our stuff moved in, but we will spend the next month really fine-tuning the place and really making it homey. And by we, I mean Angie.
I already got my Amazon list.
I love it.
My cart, I keep adding stuff to it. I want to just get it all at one time so I can just get it done.
It's going to be a weird Christmas, but we did decide we're going to get a tree and we're going to do some decoration. I don't think I can let Christmas come and go without,
Yeah.
And it'd be a nice memory to start. I will say this is makes us such a tourist still, but there's mountains all around. So every time I drive up to Home Depot or anywhere, I'm like,
You're trying to keep your eyes on the road.
Mesmerized. Ooh, look, the mountains are pink today.
It's like when people go to Florida and see the beaches for the first time.
We're blown away. But I'm out there building the fence, and it's starting to get a little dark on the second day, and it started snowing, and I was like, oh my God,
Little tiny flurries.
Little tiny snow flurries, but I was
But we're supposed to get snow.
Yeah.
I'm hoping it comes on Christmas.
Yeah.
That would be the coolest thing.
It really would be. And if you're not familiar with this area, the snow here, when it does happen, it's really light. It's like a day or two's worth of snow and it burns off. So it's kind of like you get the best of both
We're going to
worlds.
say that, and then we're going to be snowed in.
And then we're going to be snowed in, right?
Better stock up on food.
But yeah, we're excited to get the place set up nice. We're excited to get the guest room / my office set up nice. We're excited to have some of you up here, some friends and family. You know, we kind of decided just based on the space and what we want to do, one couple at a time would be really fun to go have a weekend with, to go check out the wineries and breweries and all the cool stuff around here.
Yeah. And we're starting to check some of that stuff out too. A few of the things. Well, we took Mackenzie to the closest dog park, so we got to explore that.
And her new vet. Yeah.
And her new vet. And then today, while we were out gallivanting, shopping for house stuff and our furniture, we went to, what was it called? Ole Guacamole.
Ole. Yeah.
Ole.
Well, that's a mom and pop place too. So
it was really good.
It was so good. In fact,
I had an avocado burrito. Never even heard of it.
Yeah, you were loving it.
Delicious.
Their tacos were amazing. I'm in fact skipping dinner because that lunch was so good. But that was a mom and pop place, and we're inclined to start handing out cards and talking to people about the show. But I think we're going to hold off a bit longer, because even if somebody said right now, "Oh, I'm in, when can we meet?" We just can't do it yet. We got to finish. But we have some really cool ideas for this space downstairs, you guys. There's like a brick wall. And so we're going to do like a faux brick wall on the other side with a cool table and some cool lighting, and have a cool little podcast studio down in our basement.
I know, that's going to be really cool, because we even have a door where people can come right in.
Separate from the rest of the entrance.
How cool, you know?
Oh, and don't forget, I have taken a lot of the time in the past couple of days smart housing everything. So we got cameras and voice activated nerd stuff everywhere.
So guess what I get to do? I get to learn names of all the freaking lights.
And I don't want to say it, because
I get to get pissed off every time I get it wrong.
I don't want to say it because she'll hear us right now and start trying to turn stuff on, but it's so funny because Angie will say, "Turn on the blah, blah, blah." And that's not what I named it. And then I'm like, "Do you want me to name it that?" And she's like, "No." And then she's like, "Hold on, it's trying to turn off a light in the other house back in a pop cut." It's just.
I'm pretty sure I turned off the light, the back porch light on a guest there. And I'm also pretty sure that I locked the door right after they unlocked it, because I thought I had did something. I don't know.
Well,
I don't know what
all you have to do is tell them that they did it wrong.
See,
oops, you must be doing it wrong.
I saw that you did that wrong, and I fixed it.
Oh, good.
Anyway, so yes, it's been quite eventful, you guys. It is, but we are really enjoying the colder weather, as you can tell. I really am, because hear me. Do you hear my voice?
Oh, you got some kind of a thing. I think you caught something back there, though, honestly, because you got sick back there in Florida.
I don't know. I think it's when you transition in between just
elevations, maybe
elevation, or your body's just kind of reacting to it. I mean, I feel okay. I just, got the little raspy voice here right now.
Well, there's some weird stuff too. It's like your sinus. This is going to sound so silly to those of you that maybe have lived up in the mountains, but little stuff I've noticed, like when you're pumping gas, sometimes the gas shuts off way before it's full. And I don't know if it's because of like, this may be stupid if this is not the case. I mean, some people might be going, "What, you out of your mind?" That's not. But I swear, normally, you can push it on like auto and it'll shut itself off when it's full. And we've had two different vehicles now that keep shutting off. It's like half full, and I don't know if it's pressure up here or.
Well, we had some stuff that was packed really good in the back of the U-Haul. Like liquid stuff, and it was inside Ziploc bags, and it like
squeezed like it was an airplane.
Squeezed out, so it has to be some type of pressure. It is pressure change from when you go from the flatlands.
Yeah, it's got to be. It's got to be.
Where are we at? Like 2,100.
We are. Above? I think we're. So Florida is pretty much zero, right?
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah, it's practically below sea level. Seriously, it's not very much above. That's for sure.
But the town we're in is 2,100 feet above sea level. So it's not super high, but that's significantly. I don't know how the pressure changes per 1,000 feet or whatever, but who knows?
But we're really liking the town. We're trying to get out there and get acclimated with everything. Find, driving is the biggest issue because there's not a lot of street lights up here.
Oh, and the streets are crazy.
And
I kind of love
roads because, there's mountains you have to put a road around. So we have to pay full attention. Angie tries not to go out after dark, even though the first time I went out, I got stuck after dark and I was like panicking.
Oh, the interstates too, even though it's like they have 3 or 4 interstates overlapping each other in the same spot and between the mountains, and
there's not toll
under
roads.
construction. Yeah. It's pretty crazy. But
it's interesting. It's interesting. But yeah, we're so excited to start exploring more. We're not very far from one of our very favorite restaurants. But that being said, I do want to say it was a cool experience living in Eustis.
Yeah, I
right
agree.
Above downtown. What our downfall was, oh, look, you can walk right downstairs and go get something to eat. Oh, look, you can go get some ice cream. We've talked about that before.
Oh, look, I can go get a beer. Right, yeah.
Just too much easy access for us, and we have no willpower. We don't.
Not when it's that. I mean,
not when it's related to food.
Those are the best things in the world. But I will tell you this, being here, so this place, you guys, has the balcony out back has stairs that lead down, and I have now locked it all in. So the balcony, I put lattice all around so the dog can't jump out. She can go downstairs into her little area, and that's one way down. And then there's another set of stairs inside the house that goes down to the basement that also connects to all of that. I kid you not, without exaggerating, especially during the unpacking, I probably go up and down those stairs 20 times a day.
I know.
So I
get to go in a minute to get laundry.
Right. We are so much more active now. We've been nothing but moving and shaking, and
we haven't been eating out all the time.
We can't get to it without driving. So it's like...
Yeah, so I think the first night we were here, we did have to just get something fast because it was, 10 o'clock at night. We're like, oh, we haven't eaten dinner yet.
Yeah.
We're hungry. But then we've been cooking every night. Now that I don't know. It's just, I like to cook dinner and get everything ready. So Dan does the breakfast. I do the dinner. So we come together for lunch. And it's been really great so far.
It really has. So hopefully this wasn't too mundane for you all, but we wanted to touch base, and we're going to be doing that a couple more times before we have guests. But wow, we've got such cool ideas for guests up here. There's so many cool breweries and wineries and art areas and mom and pop restaurants, and it's a really cool area. So we're really looking forward to more of that.
Yeah. So Florida listeners who like to travel and visit the mountains, stay tuned so that you can hear about all the cool places that are right around our area.
That's right. And when we get back to Florida, we're going to interview some old friends, some old businesses there that we're friends, not old businesses, some old friends that run businesses. And I don't know if we sound tired now, but we were like,
tired.
we really need to record a podcast, but we're dropping off.
We got to check out. Yeah. Guys, we just appreciate each and every time you listen, and hopefully you'll still listen while we're up here in the mountains. And but we will come back to Florida a couple times a year. So hopefully if we're around town, you can stop and say hi wherever we may be at that time.
Let's say that whole thing over again.
No, I'm not going to. I got to go. Anyway, guys, remember, at the end of each and every single day, it's all fine and dandy.
I never played into that.
You really did. That was a little over the top.
A little?